Hello everyone. This is the Civil Department of Galda Institute of Technology. Galda Institute of Technology started at 2007 and the Department of Civil Engineering started from the academic year 2010-11. Okay. So first we will see the entrance of Civil Department and then we will see the individual labs. Okay. So this is the entrance. So after entering in Civil Department, in front of the entrance there is a HOD sir given, Dr. S.K. Patil sir. Okay, and my right side there is a concrete technology lab and applied hydraulics lab, and my left side transportation lab and the geotechnical lab and the faculty room and the tutorial room is there. Okay, so this is the porch of our civil department. So we will see a lab one by one. Of course, this is the ground floor of civil department. After entering in civil department, the first lab is the concrete technology and building material and construction technology lab. So welcome in this building material and concrete technology lab. This is a universal testing machine. Okay, the capacity of this universal testing machine is 100 ton. So we can check the reinforcement bar tensile strength, textural strength. So due to the high capacity, very high capacity, 100 ton, we can test up to 32 mm diameter steel bar also. Okay, so we can check compressive strength of concrete cube, compressive strength of cement cube, the flexure strength of concrete by using this machine. This is the next equipment, concrete mixer. The capacity of this concrete mixer is half that, so we can use this concrete mixer for our trial mix purpose. Okay, so this is the oven which is used for oven dry the aggregate and other ingredients of concrete. This is the next weight balance. The capacity of this weight balance is 150 kg. After that, this is the sieve shaker machine. This small sieve is for sieve analysis of fine aggregate or sand, and this bigger size sieve is for sieve analysis of coarse aggregate. Okay. After that, this is a electronic weigh balance. The least count of this weigh balance is 1 gram, and the maximum capacity is 20 kg. Of course, we have three different weigh balance. Okay, because for concrete technology, the quantity of ingredients is more than for one batch more than 100 kg. So we have three different weigh balance. After that, this is the flow table which is used for checking out the workability of concrete. Then this is the water bath which is used to find out the soundness of cement. Then this is the compaction factor apparatus to find out the workability of concrete by compaction factor method. Then this is a vibrating table which is required to check and to compact the cement cubes. This is a slurp pump. This is a very important equipment and very easy test to check out the workability of concrete. And this equipment is useful because this is used in laboratory as well as on field also. Okay, so this is the slurp pump. Okay. So you can see the different models. Okay, the model of half panel door, the sash door. truss door, the model of ventilated window, the model of roof truss. Okay. This is the model of steel roof truss. Okay. This is the model of various joints which is used for roof truss. This is the platform for casting of cement tube and concrete tube. These are the different tube shape. This is the beam tube mold, concrete tube mold. Okay, various tube molds are there. Of course, we have 27 tube molds. Okay. After that, this is the vibrating table which is used to vibrate the fresh concrete. Okay, and these are twin post truss and king post truss. So we have all the models which is required for civil engineering. Okay. This is the equipment of ultrasonic pulse velocity testing equipment, which is useful to find out the compressive strength of concrete without disturbing it. That is the NDT test equipment, ultrasonic pulse velocity. This is the rebound hammer, which is also useful to find out the compressive strength of concrete without disturbing it. These two equipments are non-destructive testing equipments. Okay. This is the wicket apparatus which is used to find out the consistency as well as initial setting time and final setting time of cement. Okay. Then these are the elongation and flakiness gauge to find out the elongation and flakiness index.
Yes, welcome to you all for Geotechnical Engineering Lab. Myself, Professor M.H. Kopa. I am taking Geotechnical Engineering subject. Name of this equipment is sieve shaker machine. This sieve shaker machine is useful for the classification of soil sample. It is direct shear test apparatus which is used for the determination of SBC of soil sample. This is consolidation apparatus. It is also known as widometer apparatus, which is used for the determination of settlement of structure. It is a free swelling apparatus used for the determination of pressure exerted by the clay particles when pour water enters. It is a triaxial shear test apparatus. On the same apparatus, we are performing two more experiments: unconfined compressive strength test as well as California bearing ratio test for the determination of safe bearing capacity of soil and bearing capacity of substrate material. It is shaking table. It is used for the determination of relative density of soil. So it is known as extruder equipment, so which is useful for extracting the sample from mold. It is wave shear test apparatus used for the determination of shear strength properties of soil by applying the torque inside the soil. It is oven drive. So this oven drive is useful for the determination of moisture content of soil sample. We are maintaining here 105 degrees Celsius for the given sample. So these are the set of sieves which are useful for the determination of classification of soil. It is permeability apparatus, falling head permeability apparatus, constant head permeability apparatus. These two equipment are very useful for the determination of seepage loss of soil sample. Now for the determination of index properties of soil, we have compaction apparatus, mold, base plate, collar as well as hammer. By using compaction, we are going to determine MDD and OMC of soil. It is core cutter. It is a basic equipment in the geotechnical lab for the determination of density. It is a Cassegrain apparatus used for the determination of liquid limit of soil. It is hydrometer apparatus used for the determination of percentage of finer of clay material as well as silt, and even we are going to use for classification of fine grained material. So these are the accessories which are related to triaxial shear test apparatus.
Start.
By using all these equipment, we are going to analyze the properties of soil, and this particular lab is also useful for the consultancy work in civil engineering department. Every year we are in and around 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh rupees we are generating from the geotechnical lab.
Now we are going to be discussing about the applied hydraulics lab. Welcome to our lab of applied hydraulics. Applied hydraulics in the 5th module and the 6th module, that is based on the open channel fluids, uniform flow and the non-uniform flow. We are using the tilting fluid. This is the complete setup is a tilting fluid. So in this experiment, we can conduct the gradually varied flow experiment, then the hydraulic jump related experiments, related information. And in this case, this is the complete is the experimental setup, that is a transparent sheet is provided for getting the idea about the hydraulic jumps. Okay, this is stop. Okay, student, this is another experimental setup, that is a pumps in a series and pumps in a parallel. When you connect these two separately pumps as a in a parallel case, then we can get the maximum discharge. And when you connect this pump in a series, then you can get the high head or the maximum. For getting maximum head, we can use the pumps in a series. Our civil department have one another add-on experiment, that is based on this is the complete experimental setup is called as the wind tunnel. This is the use of all the aerodynamical studies for getting the lift and the drag concepts for designing the aerofoils, and for in case of the aerodynamic studies, such a setup is used for the students, that is considered as an add-on experiment for the applied hydraulics subject. Good morning, students. We have another experimental setup, that is called as the hydraulic bench. Over this hydraulic bench, we can conduct the impact of the jet experiment for the third year civil engineering. For the second year engineering, pipes losses related experiment, friction losses related experiment, we can conduct over here, that is a hydraulic bench. In this hydraulic bench, measuring tank, this is the sum tank is used for the experimental setups. This hydraulic bench setup along with the measuring tank and the sump tank is manufactured and developed by the civil department and the workshops with help of the lab assistant from our department. This is completely designed for the understanding and for developing the knowledge for the students also, as well as this is the departmental contribution, we can say, for the research work also.
Hello.
Dr. S.K. Patil. I'm handling the subject transportation engineering, which is a subject for third year civil engineering. And in this transportation engineering subject, we are mainly having experiments related to aggregates and bitumen, which are mainly used for road construction. As the word is saying transportation, we are mainly working with the highway engineering aspects along with the railway engineering. Now within this transportation engineering, let us have a look at some of the equipments we have. This is the transportation lab, as you are already aware. This is the equipment which will be used to find out the flash point of the bitumen. This is the equipment which is used to find out the softening point of the bitumen. Then let us go to the next equipment. Right now we have covered two experiments related to the bitumen. Now this experiment is dealing with the aggregates, that is road metal material ज्याला आपण खडी म्हणतो. So this equipment is a Marshall stability test. Then Los Angeles abrasion test. We used to find out the abrasion value of the aggregates. Next is the equipment related with the bitumen, which is the penetration test. Penetration test. Then another equipment is the impact value of aggregate. Next is the equipment related with the bitumen, which is the ductility test of bitumen. These are mainly used for practical purposes in a subject for third year civil engineering. Okay, then I like to show you one student activity. As you can see, there are lot many project reports or presentations done by the students. I can show you one in detail. Is it okay? If it is visible, you can check. As a part of subject term work, these students are supposed to go to some location, ज्याला आपण चौक म्हणतो, in a city, and the students are supposed to do some traffic survey and present such a data in a lecture hours, practical hours, and a report or poster of such activity is being generated. So this is the major outcome of your subject related with the transportation engineering. Why transportation engineering is important? Because as we know, government is there, new government is there, and they have been putting lot many money in highway sector, transportation sector. Nitin Gadkari सध्या central government मध्ये, and the main Indian government is targeting infrastructural developments. So in coming year, it is evident that more and more money will be shifted towards development of a highway and railway and aviation sector, and this transportation subject is going to introduce you to different job opportunities, different technical aspects in highway and railway engineering as well as airport engineering. Thank you.
So this is the first floor of the civil department, and we have 3 classrooms over here, along with 2-3 labs like surveying lab, environmental engineering lab, computer lab, and geology. So here we have our 3 classrooms: second year, third year, and final year, and 1 surveying lab. Over here we have sanitation facility for girls, and then this is the computer lab. This is the computer lab where currently the PCs are not present here. They have been shifted to the exam section for conducting the examinations. Then this is the passage of the first floor, which leads you to the environmental engineering lab and geology lab. So first we will have a look at environmental engineering lab. So this is the 360 video of environmental engineering lab. You can see it is a very equipped lab with provision of different types of equipment which can be used for conducting various experiments on water and wastewater samples, and also noise monitoring can be conducted in this lab. So we will have a look at each and every equipment and its application one by one. So this is the environmental lab and it is handled by Professor Renu Musre, who is myself, and I am the class teacher for second year. So whatever problems you face while learning during the second year, you can always contact me and we can solve those questions or problems, doubts together. This is the first equipment that we are going to have a look at. It is a high volume sampler used for air monitoring. So basically we measure the concentration of SOx, NOx, that is sulfur oxides and nitrogen oxides, plus particulate matter up to the size of 2.5 micron and 10 micron using this equipment. So this is basically used for air pollution or air monitoring. Then the next equipment. So this is the equipment used for measuring turbidity. So that is used for measuring the concentration of or content of solids in given water sample or wastewater. So usually when wastewater is treated, after that we usually use this turbidity meter for measuring turbidity or the content of solids in the given sample. Or if we are taking a drinking water sample from river or well, we can use it and measure the turbidity of that sample in this machine. So it is measured in NTU, that is nephelometric turbidity unit. So that is the unit of measurement of this equipment. The next equipment is chemical oxygen demand digester, the COD digester. Okay. So this digester can occupy 6 samples at one single time, and it is used for measuring the oxygen demand required for organic and inorganic contents, or it can measure the oxidation time required for organic and inorganic matter. Okay. So this is called as COD digester, a digester used for measuring chemical oxygen demand. So this is BOD incubator. This is used for measuring the time required for oxidizing organic matter. It looks like a refrigerator. So where you can put your samples in BOD bottles and incubate them in this incubator for whatever time you require, for 3 days or 5 days as the time is recommended. So you can measure BOD3 and BOD5 both in this BOD incubator. Okay. And it is used for wastewater sample analysis. So this is a place where we store and arrange our chemicals required for different types of experiments that need to be conducted during our practical hours. So there are various different types of chemicals available in this laboratory for our use. So this is EMOF cone used for measuring the sludge volume index. So the sludge sample collected from activity sludge process is filled up in this, or a sample, mixed liquor sample is collected from ASP, and whatever sludge gets collected in this at the bottom of this EMOF cone is used to measure the sludge volume index, that is SVI, for the given MLSS or mixed liquor. Okay, so we can conduct a separate independent practical using this EMOF cone. Then this is desiccator. Desiccator is used for keeping your sample dry, free of moisture. Okay, so if you have dried a sample and then you are keeping it in ambient temperature, there is a possibility of it catching moisture. So to avoid that, we can keep it in the desiccator filled with gel, silica gel. Okay. So this is autoclave used for disinfecting or sterilizing the glasswares that we use in our practical conduction. So different types of test tubes, your pipettes, your funnels, or measuring cylinders made of glass or borosilicate can be disinfected or sterilized at high pressure and high temperature in this autoclave machine. So this is used for preparing a distilled water, which is used as pure water sample for experimenting in titration and other practicals like BOD and COD. So there is always an important, it is important, distilled water is quite important in our experimentation, and we need to have storage of this distilled water on daily basis so that we can use it in various practicals. So this is jar test apparatus used for measuring the optimum dose of a coagulant that needs to be added, so that when you add that coagulant to any water sample, like fresh water sample collected from river or well, the solids contained present in that water sample can be removed efficiently. So if in case coagulant is excessively added or added to a lower extent, it is of no use. So we need to know the optimum value of, or the amount of dose that needs to be required, that needs to be added to the given water sample. So that is measured by this apparatus. So this is the place where we have stored different types of glassware for titration purpose, and in our laboratory we have provision of titration equipment for every individual student. So we have usually our class divided into 3 batches of 20 students, and each student can do titration separately on his own or on her own in this laboratory. So we have that kind of availability of the equipment and titration glassware available in the lab. This is pH meter, where you can measure the H plus ions and OH minus ions present in the water, indicating alkalinity and acidity of the water sample. This is DO meter, which can easily or readily give you the values of DO levels in given water sample on site. Okay, so there is no need of getting a water sample from river or well and bringing it to the lab and then testing it titration. You can take direct reading of DO level in the given water sample at the location of the river or well. So this is the DO meter that we have in our department. Then this is your TDS meter, used for measuring the dissolved solids contained in the wastewater sample or a water sample. Usually we do this for wastewater sample which has got good content of dissolved solids and which are not recommended for releasing them directly into the environment. And then this is a measuring scale used for weighing the chemicals which are required for our different types of practical consumption. These are different types of chemicals and the various glassware that we have for conducting the practicals in environmental lab. So this is the setup for so you can see an experimental setup over here because installed by our final year students of 2018-19 batch. They did a BE project on this filtration of wastewater, to be very specific, grey water. Grey water is a part of wastewater. Almost 50-60% of wastewater comprises of grey water, which is whose pollution load is quite low than the wastewater collected from toilets and catholics basically. So we try to filter this grey water using this filtration. So the filter medium used in this filtration process was sand of different sizes. So you can see there are 12 different sizes filters installed in this apparatus or this experimental setup. And then this is the another setup of a similar experiment. The extension of that experiment, where you can see the sand coefficient of uniformity for the sand has been varied from 4 values like Cu 1.41 or Cu 2.8 to Cu 2 or Cu 1. So this is the basic experiment of filtration, and this is the extension of that. You can see various sand samples in the filter media. They are present in our laboratory used by our students. So this is the experimental setup for a final year project done by our students in 2018-19. So you can see a reactor, UASB reactor, a flow anaerobic sludge reactor used for treating wastewater. Okay, so that was done under guidance of Professor B.R. Kasar, and it was quite successful project. So this is the surveying lab of our department, and it is handled by Professor P.D. Kambale, who sits here in this lab. So lot of different types of equipment are present in this lab. You can see a lot of staffs and tripods for arranging the equipment on them, and chains are used for surveying activities have been provided in this lab. On this table we have arranged a few equipment that are available in this lab. The first one is theodolite, which is used for measuring the vertical and horizontal angles as well as leveling purpose. Then we have this GPS instrument used for automatically or measuring the altitudes of any location using the satellite provision. So this GPS gets connected to the satellites in the atmosphere, and then that with the help of those satellites it can trace or measure the level or altitude of any location, which can be used in combination with GIS software. This is planimeter used for measuring the area of any irregular shape drawn on paper, and this is your auto level used for leveling purpose. And all of these are then combined together in total station, which can be used for different bigger projects of road So this is called as total station, and it can be used or has got application in different projects of roads and other infrastructural projects where you can do simultaneous leveling and measure the heights of different locations. Okay, so this is about a survey lab. Over here we can see the similar equipment stored in numbers in this cabinet. So this is a full-fledged survey lab of GIT.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni. I am lab in charge of Engineering Geology Lab, Department of Civil Engineering, Garda Institute of Technology. I teach Engineering Geology, Disaster Management and Industrial Waste Treatment in the department. Welcome to the Engineering Geology Lab. The Geology Lab is having samples of minerals, rock, structural models and samples for rock quality designation. So let us take a tour of the lab. These are the minerals with different color, different luster and different hardness. There are about 400 rock and mineral specimens are present in the lab. These are the rock samples. The samples are collected from various regions across the India. There are a number of samples with different varieties of each particular rock type. Various structural models, for example, structure of fold, structure of fault and tunneling through different types of structures. The models are used and these models are useful to understand the structural geology. The model of strike and deep, the models of fault are also present. Along with the specimens of mineral, there are different boxes of minerals with their different physical properties. For example, this is the box of minerals with different specific gravity. This is the box of minerals with cleavages. This is the box of mineral and hardness scale. There are 10 minerals are there and their hardness scale is given over here. This hardness scale is used to determine hardness of a unknown mineral. There are samples with their feel, how they appear when you touch those samples. So there are different specimens are present over here. For easy understanding, the charts are prepared. The charts with 3 important rocks, their properties as well as their engineering properties are given. There are 6 practicals which are generally conducted in this lab. The practical includes study of physical properties of mineral, identification of mineral, identification of igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rock, study of geological map, study of core sample RQD and at least 2 engineering problems based on field data. For RQD, the core sample are present in the lab. These are the core sample collected from the nearby construction site. Thank you.
This is a computer lab. There were around 20 computers in this department. Right now the place is empty. We have submitted all the computers for CAT examination. But I will tell you the use of this laboratory. We have been conducting a various computer related software training. and practicals in this laboratory. Sir will just show you 360-degree view of the lab. Now this is the exterior view of the computer laboratory, and as you can see, the lab has been named as a outreach center. It is a outreach or external resource center which has been constructed, which has been prepared in collaboration with IRS, which is the Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, and ISRO, that is the Indian Space Research Organization. What we usually do is, this IRS, Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, Dehradun, have been conducting various sessions in online mode, and we provide these courses, sessions related to space technology, remote sensing and geographic information system. So this is the recently new branch which is being introduced, new topic being introduced in civil engineering, and which is having interdisciplinary in nature, and the professionals coming out with the knowledge of GIS and remote sensing are mainly sought after in the industry. So you can join various courses under this laboratory from your home only. Even if when you will be in the college, these courses are being produced, being offered in the online mode. So this is the major outcome of our civil department. Thank you.
Welcome to Strength of Material Lab. According to new syllabus, name of this lab is Mechanics of Solids. Name of this machine is Isotope and Impact Charpy Test. Now here we will find out impact strength of given specimen. We will use Charpy specimen and Isotope specimen to find out impact strength. This is hardness tester. By using this tester, we will find out hardness of given specimen. Now, by using this instrument, we will find out hardness by Rockwell method and by Grinnell method. This is a torsion testing machine. By using this machine, we will find out modulus of rigidity of given specimen. According to our syllabus, we will use mild steel to find out modulus elasticity of mild steel. This is our universal testing machine. Capacity of this machine is 100 ton, means 1000 kN. By using this machine, we will find out tension test on mild or torch steel. This is our control panel and this is loading unit. This is our compression testing machine. Now capacity of this machine is 200 ton, that is 2000 kilonewton. By using this machine, we will find out compressive strength of any given specimen or of any given material. Now this is the control panel and this is the loading unit.